Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Arcanum of Steampunk and Magic Obscura. Well, last time we got some fancy armor eventually for Ogor, geared him up a bit. Still wasn't a question about how we organize the party, but so we'll stick with this party for now. And yeah, we spoke with this high priest of Alexander the Acolyte of the Church of Panarii about Nasrudin, who apparently whose body should reside in the catacombs below this temple, so we definitely should go and see them, since the answer should lie with Nasrudin. And he advised us to speak with the two historical fellows, Willem Gunderson and I think this is the archaeologist, I forgot his name, but the archaeologist. So now there are some questions we still would like to ask here. In the name of Nasrudin, I welcome you, my friend. How can I help you today? Hello, Alexander. I've got some questions. Of course, honored one. I live to serve. I've got some questions about Panarii. Specifically about Aranax. What would you like to know about Aranax? So he was banished and stuff, right? Has anyone else ever been banished? Yes, others have been banished over the centuries. The Arcanum actually names 4 of them specifically: Ogor, the Bane of Kree, Kurgan, and Krakatoa. Of course there were others, but these were the most infamous. Okay, what about the Bane of Kree? I've been there. The Bane of Kree was a nomad warrior who was able to gather together nearly all the ancient nomadic tribes and create a vicious army out of them. When his army descended on the city of Kree, he mercilessly killed every man, woman and child that lived there. Nasrudin was forced to confront him and banished him single-handedly. Okay, but what about Kurgan? Kurgan was the very first mage to ever delve into the darker side of necromancy. The Elven Council, when they found out what he was doing, demanded that he cease his studies. He refused and they banished him. Okay, I think we found a book about that. What about Krakatoa? I never heard of him. Her, whatever. Krakatoa was a conniving, twisted monster, half man, half dragon, who terrorized cities and villages, killing their inhabitants and burning them to the ground. With the strength of a dragon, but the dark heart of the basest man, he was evil beyond comparison. After a colossal battle, he was subdued and banished. In the struggle, he lost an eye, which is on display in the Office of the Archaeology if you're interested. Cool. And I actually think we have seen something of Krakatoa. We found, I think, his diary in that below that dragon cave, where he relates his last words, as it were. Okay, what about Gorgov? I heard like a pass named after him. Gorgov was a mindless beast with an insatiable appetite. He cut a swath of destruction from one end of Arcanum to another, laying waste to everything in his desperate hunt for food. He was finally captured by the council after a struggle which lasted for days, and with no other alternative, it was decided that he be banished from Arcanum. Okay, that's all about our guess for that. Guess yes, those are interesting little tad bit of knowledge, since yeah, we've run into signs of all of those. We found Kurgan's journal, we found the current journal of Krakatoa, I think. Bane of Kree, we have seen the results of the city of Kree, we've been there with all the barbarians. And then Gorgov, we only know about Gorgov's paths, so that's named after him. Let's speak with a fellow with the cool archaeology stuff, because he has cool stuff here. What is it? Hello, who might you be? The man in front of you is a wizened old gnome, with whitish grey hair and a beard 3 days grown. He looks up at you, grinning toothlessly. Hey, sir, toothlessly, okay. Hey, you can call me Hadrian, acolyte of the Panarii, and local expert on the Church Archaeology. How might I help you today? Greetings, I'm Ogor. Might I have some questions? Certainly. Let me talk about your work.
What would you like to know?
What are these objects you have over there? They're real shiny, some.
Which one would you like to know about?
What's that skeleton finger thing?
Oh yes, that's the finger of Saint Manox.
Who's Saint Manox? That sounds stinky.
Excuse me.
Saint Manox was one of the elders of the Panarii Church, a very, very holy man. He was the only man in history of our church who was ascended by Nasrudin. That means his body was taken directly from this life to the next.
If that was the case, why is his finger still here then?
Legends say in the time that St. Manox had been captured by barbarians, they were plundering the surrounding countryside and they were holding Manox for ransom. He told his people to refuse, so the barbarians threatened to cut off his finger if he didn't comply. Manox calmly picked up a knife and told them there would be no ransom and then cut his own finger off.
Oh, that sounds real badass.
Yes, well, when he needed to be. Is there anything else you would like to know?
Okay, more about the object. What's that black gem then?
That's the Eye of Krakatoa.
Really? Well, it's a real nice shiny stone.
No, I mean, it's really the Eye of Krakatoa. When the council was banishing him, he put up quite a struggle. Somehow the monster got his eye pulled out, and someone found it after they were done cleaning up. Dreadful creature that Krakatoa was. If you ask Alexander about it, he's been banished over years, and he'll tell you the story.
Yeah, I already heard that. And read the journal. Some other questions then. What's that weird glass device over there?
We don't have any idea what it is actually, but it sure is pretty though.
Okay, that's not very archaeology of you.
Well, solid. I like shiny things. I'm old.
Can I buy one of the shiny things?
No. These are priceless church artifacts. I wouldn't part with them for any world riches.
You don't even know what that glass thing is. How is it priceless? It's priceless because you can't put a price on it, is it?
Yes!
Okay, more general questions then. Okay, what do you know about the remains of Nasrudin?
The remains of Nasrudin? What would you like to know about them?
Where are they?
They are housed in the old catacomb beneath the temple. The first acolyte Alexander can correct you there if you have trouble finding them.
Have you seen them?
His brow furrows. No, and I'd do anything to see those old bones of his. There are so many questions I could answer if I could have a look at them. When he died, how he died. I want to know what his skeletal structure is the same of common elves, or if his prolonged use of powerful magic changed him somehow. So many questions. I've never been able to see them.
Why, Hagrid, you're the church archaeologist. Surely you can go like a pilgrim or elder or something.
Yes, you think so, wouldn't you, young man?
He raises from his seat, gesturing to and fro.
I mean, when the elders need someone to go digging in the caves in the Bangir Deep, who do they call upon, huh? Or if a poor fool comes across a tomb sealed by Gothrian blood curse, ring the bell for old Adrian.
But why wouldn't you then see the remains? That seems like fairly basic.
No idea!
He throws his hands up in the air and then unending a stack of papers that looks to be upending a stack of papers and what looks to be a cup of dark ale.
They speak of desecration, that's sacrilege!
He lowers his voice closer.
The man is dead! D-E-A-D! Dead! I have respect and cherish for Nasrudin and what he taught us more than anyone, but I hardly think he'd be upset if I chipped a few pieces of bone from his earthly remains.
You got a good point. I would like to have a look at them myself.
Really? Are you a fellow archaeologist, friend?
Yes, I am. Strictly freelance, of course.
Yes, you consider so at the moment, measuring your words. You do seem to have that particular look about you, probably from a little dirt under your fingernails, eh? Well met! And what interest do you have in the remains of Nasrudin?
I'm thinking of converting, but I need proof he's really dead. And not like a living one wandering around somewhere having crazy adventures.
He looks at you, winking. I understand, my friend. Faith is a wonderful thing, especially when backed up with good, solid, hard evidence. Yeah. I've made a few notes over the years of the sarcophagus. Here we are.
What do you know else you know, Hadrian?
Let's see. Standard information, the stone is of a local area. There are elfin characters naming it as the final resting place in Nasrudin. The old design is old elfin, consistent with the latter end of the Age of Legends. Rune work is exquisite, although perhaps a bit overdone in my opinion. Of course, I am a little bit more conservative.
But you never seen inside, only at the books.
As far as I know, no one has ever broken the seal of the sarcophagus.
Interesting. I'd really like to see what's in there, Hadrian.
He leans closer, indicating you to do the same.
Just how much do you want to see them, my friend?
Real much.
I see. Look, I'm an important member of this church. My face is well known. I can't exactly be running around defacing sacred church artifacts. Yeah. But were I to have an accomplice, we might be able to get in and get out without anyone being the wiser.
I'm listening.
The tomb lies within the old catacombs, and the entrance room of the burial room is well guarded. But about a year ago, I was producing pages of one of the ancient texts. Within its pages, I found an old illustration of the catacombs, drawn by the first keeper of the crypt, apparently for his own use of navigating them.
Okay. So what does it show?
All the connecting passages into the burial room were walled off as soon as the discovery. All except one. There's a passageway which comes through the floor, and it's well hidden in the stonework, that it's so missed by everyone for all these years. I've shared this information with no one. You and I are the only living souls who know that in existence.
No, I'm the only living soul, chump.
No, we don't do that.
Oh, that's real fascinating. I think I'd like to see your plan here.
Good. Here's what needs to be done. Enter the sewers through the grating in front of the temple. When you have entered, you will be in a small room. There is a crack in the wall that leads into the old catacombs beneath the temple. Enter them.
And then?
And you find yourself in the passageway. When it comes to an end, you will find a door on the wall. Speak the word Crimstone to it, and it will open for you. Through a passage leads to the staircase. That staircase leads to the tomb of Nasrudin.
Is there anything else I need to know?
Once you enter the catacombs, you will be in the adjoining passage as well. Don't enter them. They are full of dark spirits and other creatures. If you wish to avoid them, go straight through the door and lead up into the burial room.
I'll remember that. Thank you.
My pleasure. Return to me with whatever you find. If possible, bring me a piece of the skeleton. I'd enjoy finally being able to have a look at it. Together, we will see what old Nasrudin has to tell us.
Okay, I'll be back with that.
You do that. Is there anything else?
No, I think that's all for now. Bye.
So we have a way towards the tomb, even though we're apparently not allowed to just go in, which is a bit stupid. Though I can see why they don't want us prying out his sarcophagus. I mean, going to see the sarcophagus is one thing, prying it open to take like pieces of the skeleton off, that is a little bit of another. Ah, so that's too strong. I guess we can wear that as disguises. Guess that goes. I guess either of those goes to the catacombs. But we can go the sneaky way in. Let's talk with the other historian as well, though. Son, what can I do for you?
Greetings to you, sir.
thin man in front of you is very properly dressed. Instead of robes, he wears a finely made suit. A pair of thin gold spectacles lie across his nose. His features are delicate, but his eyes belie the strength of body and character, as well as harboring a fierce intelligence as he regards you intensely. You might. I am Wilhelm. Wilhelm Gunther Wilhelm.
A pleasure, sir. What do you do exactly? Besides looking pretty.
I am the church historian. I have a variety of responsibilities here, from translation to document restoration, as well as authentication of any literary finds. If it's written, and if it has to do with the Panarii, it's my job to know about it. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I guess so. More to ask some questions.
What is it that you like to know?
Tell me of your work.
What about my work are you interested in?
Statue in the courtyard. Who's that?
That is a statue of Saint Manox, one of the early elders of the church.
What was he made a saint?
Saint Manox was the only person reputedly, he looks over his spectacles, to have ascended. That is the spirit of Nasrudin appeared and took his body directly from this plane of existence to the next.
You say reputedly, I guess you're not that strong a believer in all that.
Gunther smiles at you. There is no doubt in my mind that Manox was a very holy man. My belief in an inconclusive set of circumstances does not invalidate that fact, regardless how that might reflect on my own faith.
Were there any other eyewitnesses to the event?
There were 2 eyewitnesses to the ascension of Manox. One was an elf named Grandar, and the other, what was his name? Khan Hua, I believe. There were accounts of the incidents were almost exactly the same. Both were very beautifully written.
Okay, more questions about Manox then. What else do you believe about him, Gunther?
Almost all of the records concerning the life of the great saint have been lost over the years. Very little is known about him, or that what he did before he was taken. Of course, there are the usual insubstantial amounts of miracles. He seems to be remembering himself and straightening. And of course, there's Alexander.
What does that mean? What does Alexander have to do with this?
Oh, I clicked through something. Yes, there is. It is. There's no better man to bear it. Alexander is a saint in his own right. I don't know what was previously said. Okay, well, never mind that.
Tell me about...
Why is he skipping through things? That's weird. Alexander left us for 10 years and studied with some of the most feared and respected masters of several cult disciplines. For his pilgrimage he traveled to the Vendigrof West, who lived there alone until he thought himself ready to assume his post. If you know of the ways, you know this. There's no more terrible place in all of Arcanum.
So he's a real skilled fighter.
There's not a more dangerous man in all of Caladon. He's very well versed in 2 or 3 magic colleges as well, and all of us are Panarii elders. The temple hasn't been safer hands since those of the great saint himself.
Got some more questions about Manox. Do you believe in the Ascension then?
Okay, that's the same thing. Okay. I don't think we learned anything too special about that, so I feel we should, we've talked enough. Let's do some dungeon crawling. We'll have to go through the sewer, through a dungeon, and that's not gonna be a peaceful little journey. So instantly go slap some rats. Now, since there's a lot of monsters here, this is once again one of those cases where
Sure,
we're
I'll do it
better
right
off
away. Of course, sir.
being on our own.
I suppose.
It is done. It is done.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Let's buff ourselves up as well. Let's take some Energizer. Potion of increased reflexes. Might as well take some Liquid of Awareness. And Potion of Physical Prowess. Now we go, now we should be all goth here.
I'm so high right now.
Yeah, 23, that's obscene. So this is just up as well. Yeah, there should be a fair bit of monsters there. Yeah, look at that. There's a whole bunch of undead wandering around various tunnel and slitherers and the like. So let's test out how badass we now are. We look pretty badass. Oh yeah, we are pretty badass. Hopefully this should get us some experience points, so we'll just let's go do one more fight and then we'll skip through the rest till we have some progress to report. Oh yeah, we're so strong. Let's go get for the Lesser Lich straight away. Boom, baby!
I'm Super Ogor! Oh, these are some bones, not really the bones of Nasrudin, unless Nasrudin owned like a lot of slaves or something.
Yeah, we're pretty god tier. Okay, let's go exploring this place. Ooh, magic. Holy hell, there's a lot of magical swag down there. Like, I am totally buffed up onto the eyeballs and I'm still completely overburdened with everything. I had to like do a lot of fiddling to get all of this out of here. But yeah, there's like 2 magic plates, magic robes, some magic chainmail, a whole bunch of these magic weapons, magic maces. So yeah, I'll have to probably go have that identified before we continue on down in those catacombs. So I just will find one of those identifier camps real quick. So yes, back in a flash once we have unloaded or equipped this onto our companions, because some of this might be stuff we actually want our companions to just be wearing. We'll see. So back in a moment. Alright, back down here with all the magic swag sold. There's still lots of these sewers to explore, but for now let's stick with the goal and stick to discovering these ancient catacombs. The bones of Nasrudin. They're still walking around, bones of probably not Nasrudin down here as well. Crimstone! Yeah, that just offers us passage. Very nice. It's pretty metal. Crimstone. Alright, now we just need to find a way. I think these, yeah, lead to some dark stuff. Oh well. We're still god tier and buffs, I believe, so at least I think so. It should last a couple of hours, all those buffs we took.
Oh, these drugs, I ain't coming down for days.
Actually, we did come down a little bit. Because we're no longer 23, so one of our buffs has worked out. I don't know which one. Oh well, we're still strong enough. Let's see. I think it's our general one, because yeah, all of our stuff seems to have gone down a little bit. Oh well, I don't think we need to be super overbuff to handle fighting with these little skeleton dudes. Yeah, this seems to be a dead end, so we'll probably turn around after we take care of these fellas. Oh, sounds so silly.
That's the way to show those bastards. I mean, good hit, sir.
Do wonder why Virgil's no longer using a shield.
What is it that you want of me?
Because he has one, correct? He does not. Okay, might need to give him a magical shield or such. Oh, What are you fighting? Okay. We were fighting some bone boy. Guess down there is the way. Yeah, I guess we just follow the torches. That's the idea. Down, following the torches. Wait, that just leads us back. Wait. That just leads us back to the sewers we came from. Have we gone in reverse? Have we gone? Are we supposed to go here? Let's try. Yes, okay, we've gone in reverse. Oh well. Apparently there were more than one passages into the catacombs, they just didn't know about them. So this would be the sarcophagus of Nasrudin. This massive stone sarcophagus is covered in ruins and carvings. It looks to be centuries old. Skull from the tomb of Nasrudin. Yes! Grave robbing ho! Especially if the grave is from a saint. That's the extra high level grave robbing. Okay, well, we got a bone chunk and apparently nothing much else except for... Maybe we should close the crypt as well. Hey guys, maybe close it please? No? Okay.
No, they should know I robbed their crypt.
Is there any way out? No. Okay, so we just go by the front entrance now? That seems incredibly unwise. Oh well. Are we? We're not allowed to get out. Is this a trap? Am I just blind and not seeing the exit? We came from somewhere right here, right?
What is it you're bothering me with now?
How am I supposed to leave? Well, it seems we've fallen into an ingenious trap where we're forever trapped inside the tomb of Nasrudin. Guess we're going to lie with Nasrudin and die with Nasrudin. What a sad fate for this Let's Play through. I will find a way to escape this devious trap and return... Okay, it's apparently just very hard to find or see. Okay, well, yes, join me next time when, you know what, we can go and hand in the skull back. That seems like a solid idea. Now, the fastest way, I guess, is following this light. And then we can take it this way up, which strictly leads to, I think, the crater right in front of the temple. Yeah, easy peasy. So let's hand it over to the archaeologist.
Hey, I've got more than a chip of bones. I've got like his whole freaking skull. It's cool. There you go.
Splendid. Come, tell me what you found.
I got a whole skull. And it's a wee bit weird.
A whole skull? Wonderful. May I see it?
Yeah, here you go.
Thank you! This is an exciting moment. We will be the first people to lay eyes upon Nasrudin for more than 2,000 years. And a thing we will know. Wait! Hold on a moment. What is this?
What's wrong?
A skull? You say it is the very skull you found in the sarcophagus burial chamber. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive. I knew it was trapped there forever. What?
And this skull is not even elven. It's a human skull. This is impossible!
Adrian slowly shakes his head, lost in thought.
I thought there were other weird things about what I saw.
Did we?
Oh, what else did you see?
Was there something drawn right outside of the sarcophagus? Okay.
Something was drawn inside the sarcophagus.
What was it? You said it was drawn in blood?
Yeah, I think so, apparently.
Tell him what you saw. What did we see? I don't know what we saw. I may have missed something there.
I don't know what that symbolizes or why it would be there. The word sounds ancient Panarii, ancient language used by the early church elders. It hasn't been used in centuries, but because the Wilhelm is an expert, I would know what it means. If it was drawn there by... Oh God, they buried him alive?
I also noticed that the skeleton was missing his right finger.
His right finger? You know what that means? Oh no, it couldn't be.
Whoa, what does that mean?
One of the objects I have in the here is the finger of Manox. There is a legend associated with it, and it was never known if the finger was actually that of the great saint. It seems that it might very well be.
So are you saying that the body in the sarcophagus is actually Manox?
I don't know. Good God.
Hadrian dollies out of the window. He's obviously in shock.
Why would they have buried the tomb in the tomb of Nasrudin? I just...
Hadrian, what's going on here? This is all real weird.
I have no idea. This discovery, I'm speechless.
He steadies himself against the desk.
2,000 years and no one even bothered to check. What fools have we been?
He straightened himself.
Listen, my friend. I recommend you go out and speak with Gunther about this. Find what the message says. I can be of no further use.
He gazed around you, lost in thought.
We'll get to the bottom of this, Hadrian, I promise.
Hadrian laughed bitterly.
Yeah, perhaps this was a stone better left unturned, my friend. It's not every day that one is faced with a negotiation of belief.
He holds his head.
I'm very sorry, Hadrian. I'll leave. I still want your shiny things, though. You need to find a way to get those.
But we'll leave that for the next episode after this big revelation. So there's something very sneaky going on at the temple here. With this Manox definitely not descended, just having been kidnapped and buried alive. Quite grisly. We'll learn more about that next episode. So until then, bye-bye.